Not all venomous snakes hunt in the same way. Some rely on speed and lightning-fast strikes. Others wait patiently, only attacking when the target gets close enough. Cobra and puff adder are two completely different representatives, but both possess weapons enough to make many creatures wary. And when these venom bearers enter a confrontation, the outcome is usually decided after just a few short moments. Welcome to the land of reptiles, where deadly encounters between cobras, puff adders, and their most dangerous opponents have been recorded. Spitting cobra versus puff adder. The spitting cobra is a terrifying assassin in Africa. They have the ability to spit venom very accurately into the eyes of their enemies from afar. On average, an adult can spray from 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Those of maximum size can reach a maximum shooting range of up to 3 meters. Because spitting venom only penetrates through the cornea and exposed mucous membranes when facing other enemies, they still need to attack with their venomous fangs. But when facing a puff adder, the attacking ability of the spitting cobra seems very limited. When the spitting cobra launches its first bites onto the body of the puff adder, it immediately encounters an extremely solid passive defense system. Unlike the long and mobile fangs of the viper family, the fangs of the spitting cobra are fixed at the front of the jaw and are very short. When biting into the body of the puff adder, this short pair of fangs is completely powerless, unable to pierce through the keratinous scales and fat layer to reach the major blood vessels. That is why the puff adder is completely unaffected and just quietly dodges it like normal physical pressure. After a period of probing, the spitting cobra is forced to seek out the only weak point on the opponent's body: the neck area right next to the skull. At such a close distance to the brain, the toxin immediately destroys muscle tissues, paralyzing the nervous system, controlling the puff adder's head, causing the puff adder to completely give up. Cape cobra versus snake. Surviving in the South African savanna, the Cape cobra emerges as a dangerous reptile with the most excellent adaptability to the natural environment. The neurotoxic venom of the Cape cobra is incredibly brutal. They are the leading culprit, causing snakebite deaths in the southern African region. Facing a dangerous situation, their defensive instinct immediately awakens. The snake rears up high, spreads its characteristic hood, and hisses to intimidate the enemy. Wildlife is always full of harshness. The Cape cobra is frequently challenged by pack animals and agile dodgers. For these opponents, the deadly venom is just a spice that makes the encounter more thrilling. Instead of possessing a fixed skull structure, the skull of the Cape Cobra is a loose system of independently mobile joints. Their two lower jaw halves are not fused together, but are connected by an extremely tough elastic ligament. This structure allows the lower jaw to separate to the left and right sides to an unimaginable distance, turning the mouth into a bottomless pit. Continuous peristaltic waves of the esophageal muscles force the prey straight down into the stomach, where a highly concentrated hydrochloric acid pool and potent digestive enzymes are waiting. Here, everything from the meat and skin to the skull of the victim will be completely decomposed, concluding a perfect and ruthless hunting and swallowing process of the savanna assassin. Puff adder versus cobra. This sluggishness does not equate to weakness at all. The skin of the puff adder is very thick, with overlapping keratinous scales, accompanied by a subcutaneous fat layer to endure the harsh terrain. When bitten by a cobra, its nervous system only registers it as normal physical pressure and prompts a movement reflex to avoid the obstacle. The slow appearance actually just conceals a deadly weapon. The puff adder always possesses one of the fastest lightning strikes in the world. A puff adder can strike its target 4 to 6 times before you can blink your eyes once. But it is still nothing compared to a serval. They are only more special in that once they strike successfully, the opponent will have no chance to fight back.
And their ambush predators pretty much spend their days.
The perfect combination of ambush ability, striking speed, and devastating venom turns them into a terror on the Dark Continent. Banded krait versus Russell viper. Two infamous venomous assassins clash in the night. The banded krait clamps tightly onto the opponent's body. Very quickly, the toxin begins to take effect. The attacker continuously chews. This motion pumps more neurotoxic venom into the victim's blood. When biting, the banded krait's jaw muscles squeeze forcefully, creating a massive hydraulic pressure on the venom glands, causing the venom to shoot out at high speed and soak deep into the victim's thick muscle layers immediately. The Russell viper twists its body to find an escape route, but is helpless against the pincer grip. The toxin cuts off signals from the brain, leaving the Russell viper completely paralyzed. The banded krait slowly swallows the prey as large as itself. Venom is always useless against a natural nemesis. King Cobra versus Viper. The clash between the two cold-blooded assassins is a confrontation of cytotoxins and neurotoxins. With its cannibalistic habit, the King Cobra actively attacks thanks to its partial venom resistance against other species. It exploits its length advantage to strike the prey's head, thereby avoiding the viper's high-speed strike. The King Cobra's fangs directly inject a massive amount of nearly 700 milligrams of venom, quickly paralyzing the viper's respiratory system. Although the viper possesses hemotoxin venom that destroys cells and causes hemorrhaging, the King Cobra still holds the absolute advantage thanks to its natural venom resistance against many snake species in the region, turning the viper's weapon into something useless. In this life-or-death gamble, the viper may possess the longest fangs, but the King Cobra is truly the one holding the trump card. Juvenile mussurana versus snake. Unlike the authoritative glossy black exterior when mature, the juvenile mussurana bears vibrant red scales with a head that is usually dark or black. That is considered a camouflage or mimicry tactic of venomous species for defense while still vulnerable. Nevertheless, hidden behind that fragile appearance, their snake hunting instinct has actually been programmed since hatching. The juvenile mussurana always targets victims twice their length or heavier than their weight. The reason lies in their stomach structure and absolute body elasticity, allowing them to process giant meals to grow at super speed. Although possessing venom in their rear fangs with large and strong opponents, the juvenile mussurana always prioritizes utilizing constriction force. When swallowing large prey, internal organs like the heart and liver will flexibly shift their positions temporarily to clear the path for the massive volume of food sliding down into the stomach. The digestion process actually initiates before the prey falls completely into the stomach. Blue indigo versus rattlesnake. The blue indigo is not only the longest reptile in North America, but is also dubbed the Emperor of the Undergrowth, thanks to its extremely ruthless talent for hunting down and devouring other venomous snakes. The blue indigo possesses an evolved, extremely strong natural immune mechanism against the venom of many snake species in the same region, especially the necrotizing venom of the rattlesnake. The precious proteins in the blue indigo's blood will neutralize the toxins, completely halting tissue necrosis. This allows it to approach and pounce on its prey fearlessly. When clamping onto the rattlesnake's skull, the blue indigo unleashes a massive crushing force from its sturdy teeth to instantly shatter the opponent's skull. Using the clamp, the head and drag away maneuver is a tactic to completely neutralize the venomous fangs, turning the prey into a weak strip of meat incapable of fighting back.
All right, we're gonna leave them alone.
What you have just watched shows that in the world of venomous snakes, each species has its own tactics and advantages to survive. Whether it's high-speed attacks or incredibly patient ambushes, just one moment of an accurate strike can decide the entire outcome. In the land of reptiles, venom is not only a hunting weapon, but also the factor that creates the most tense and terrifying encounters in nature. If you found this video fascinating, please hit like, leave a comment, sharing your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel to continue exploring many more thrilling wildlife moments. Thank you for watching to the end. See you in the next video.